Someone did tell me. Welcome to the 8th grade graduation. Notice, ladies and gentlemen, the audience members appreciated that, so thank you. So, welcome again to everyone. I would like you to stand so that we can do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, I'll let you know, Mrs. Oakman, my class wanted to say, have a good day at the end, but I know, gotta have it at school. I would like to start our guest speakers. Our first one will be Mr. Sean Whalen, who is the school board chair.
It's a great honor for me to be with you guys tonight, and as I think about what to say to you tonight, I realize that the whole time that you've been in school, and especially in these last years as you've gotten older, anytime I address the school, anytime any adult addresses the school, we address a K through 8, and so when we think about what we can say and should say, we think about those 5-year-olds, and we always are talking to them, and that you have been those 5-year-olds, and we are, I know, all feeling that very much tonight. But it is my pleasure to speak to you tonight as people who are entering into this forest where we all live. And it's good to be able to speak to you in this way, and I hope you can enjoy it. I want to thank you for coming this far tonight, and of course we thank some of you with our most special honors and awards tonight. I also want to thank those who did not win awards, and maybe even if it was a struggle every day to get here. That's the lifeblood of our public school, is the struggle that you undertake every day to be here and to make it this far, and I salute you. Before I forget, I want to give my little piece of advice to you tonight, which is to thank your teachers tonight. This comes from a regret I have from when I graduated high school, and I know that you're caught up in the moment and you're standing on a mountaintop and your families are here. That happened to me, and I forgot to shake hands with all the teachers who were standing in line, waiting to be thanked, and I've been trying to catch up with them ever since. And so I urge you to take the opportunity tonight to thank them. And your teachers include, I learned today that there are many students who have written notes of thanks to our bus drivers, and they are some of your teachers too. Mimi Oakland, who's been with you on your whole journey in this wonderful school, she is a person you might want to thank. Nana White, who greets you every day at the door. Mr. Steve, who serves up a good lunch every day. All of the teachers who have been important to you, and maybe you won't even know it until later. Take a chance tonight. I want to thank all of you parents. If you're here, it's because you love these people. And if you're feeling nervous, by the way, my friends, that's normal, but realize that they all love you, and we're all with you. I want to thank all of you, and especially I can see some parents in this audience who have been faithful volunteers in this school the whole time that their kids have been in. There are many. I'm thinking of one in particular who has, I won't mention her name because I don't think she would want me to, but She's volunteered in our book fair year after year. She's volunteered in our kitchen, our fresh fruits program. And I happen to know a parent like that is pure gold for this community. I know that that parent's child knows where they're going to high school, and she has called the principal of that school to get on the volunteer list there. And I just have a special respect for all you parents for everything you've done for this school. Thank you. We're all behind you. We are happy we're proud to claim you, and you can be proud to be from Weathersfield. Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Dr. David Baker, our superintendent.
Good evening. Welcome on this beautiful night, and you all look incredibly marvelous. Well done. And also, one thing about this group too, they have just a nice group of kids, and I think they deserve a round of applause. I too want to thank the staff and all of the people that have worked so hard to get these students to where they are today. It's an incredible effort. Normally, first of all, Mrs. Oakman said I only had 45 minutes, so I'm going to try to cut this short, okay? Just understand that. And normally when you give a little graduation talk, you talk about the graduates, and you try to give them some words of wisdom, but I'm not going to do that tonight. What I'm going to do instead, well, I'm going to talk about me, okay? Just because my wife says that's what I do best, is talk about me, if you know what I mean. But it will all come back to the graduates in the next few minutes if you just bear with me here. I've been thinking a lot about this because I just recently received, my mother had 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and the last of that crew, including my mother, are gone now. And her youngest brother just passed away last weekend. And so what happened was my cousins sent me pictures of the family, of the brothers and sisters, and of my mother. I only had one picture of my mother. It's a long story, but I'll tell you that. But it made me start thinking about the kinds of things in my life that I'm thankful for. And I'm not going to drag this story out, but what I'm going to tell you is that my mother had a 10th grade education. My father never lived with us. I didn't even find out who he was till later on in life. We did not have many resources. As a matter of fact, I found out later on in life that when I went off to school every day, she went off to a nearby furniture shop and she sanded furniture so that she'd have a little bit of money to kind of supplement the welfare check. And I also found out later on too that my father only had an 8th grade education, but my mother had a 10th grade education, and the research shows that a child is more likely to rise to the level of their mother's education than their father's. So, I felt anything beyond 10th grade would be great. But here's what my mother did. My mother made sure that I understood, much like you understand, and I'm sure your parents have understood, that what we're sitting on the stage here today for, and what we will sit 4 years from now in the high school, is really the most important thing in life, or one of the most important things in life, and that is to get a good education. I don't know whether it was because she felt a lack of need in herself, but certainly with me, it was always the case that she was encouraging me to go on and to do my best and to get educated. The sad part about the story was I lost my mother at the age of 19. So what happened is she saw me graduate from high school, but she never saw me graduate from my undergraduate work at college, for my master's degree, or for the doctorate, if you know what I mean. And there are days when I wish she could have seen that, because her voice and her face, especially now that I have a couple more pictures, just continue to resonate with me. And those words, and she spoke them often, And also, it was just not a choice in our family. School was important, and you were going to do school well, and you had to do school well. So I really want to certainly thank her, but how I want to bring it back to the graduates tonight is pretty much along the lines of what Sean said tonight. All of you on this stage, you can't do this alone. You have families who love you intensely. You have relatives, other relatives that love you intensely. The friends that you've made over the last several years here at Wethersfield, you're not going to forget that. You might forget a little bit about your math, you might forget a little bit about your social studies, but you're not going to forget the friends that you made. And it'll be the same thing in high school. So a lot of it is about those relationships and the people who have supported you along the way. And I think that is absolutely critical. And I want to say the same thing that Sean said to all of you. Don't be afraid to listen, and I understand that's difficult, to the people who love you, because they have your best interest at heart. And sometimes you're not going to agree, but they do. And also, don't forget to thank them in the end. I will be honest with you, one of my biggest regrets, and again, I lost her at 19, so I was sort of a wayward freshman in college, but I never got that opportunity to thank my mother, and to thank her for all that she had done for me all her life, that dedication, sanding that furniture for 6 hours a day, encouraging me to stay in school. So don't let it ever get to be too late. Thank the people who love you and thank them often. And I know that you are going to do well, because this is a great class. And also, don't forget that you've got this Wethersfield community behind you as well. You can always come back, and anytime you need anything, come back and talk to us, because we care deeply about you, and we love you. So good luck, and God bless.
Our next speaker is Mrs. Oakman, our school principal.
And we know I'm a woman of few words. Remember that last board meeting? So I want to start by welcoming all of you. We're delighted to have you with us. And they do look marvelous tonight. They are beautiful. I see them every day. And today they are not you are as delightful as you look. So today marks the end, but it also marks the beginning. The 21 graduates who sit before you are ending their reign here at the Wethersfield School. Some of you have enjoyed your entire elementary experience in this beautiful building, and it is beautiful. Some of you were new to our school not long ago, but no matter what you shared tonight is the end of your middle school experience together. Your 8th grade graduation is unique. You will never walk this way again. Today marks an end of an era for you. After you receive your diplomas tonight, you are officially high school students. The end of middle school and the beginning of your high school years. Though you are not all attending the same high school, you are all sharing in the new beginning, in a new school setting, with new friends and new teachers. How exciting. Embrace it. It's wonderful. Look at this adventure with an open heart and mind. Welcome changes, embrace challenges. Push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Embrace your new beginning, but make a promise. Promise me that you'll look back on your elementary and middle school experience with sweet, warm, nostalgic feelings. You grew up in a safe and nurturing environment where all teachers know your name, where you enjoyed lunch and recess together every day, and where you delighted in math class with Miss Stilson. Right? You did delight in math class, didn't you? I thought so. Those are your memories. Hold them tight, keep them dear. You loved your school, and we loved you. Don't ever be afraid to show your Panther pride. Make us proud of you. It's time. I know tonight when some of you were coming down for the bus and you said to me, I changed my mind, I don't want to graduate, I don't want to leave. And I said, get on that bus. I actually said, it's okay. Those feelings are really normal. It's okay. But you are graduating. Tonight is your night. We're going to miss you very much, but enjoy your new beginning. You've earned it. Congratulations.
I looked over to see who said anything about me. Just like that, I moved around the corner. I was looking. So, our last speaker, the 8th grade class votes on who they want to be their representative to present and speak for them. And tonight it is Cooper Malone.
Hello, good evening. My name is Cooper Merlot, and I've been selected to speak on behalf of the 8th grade class. Thank you for coming to our graduation. Most of us have gone to the school for about 9 years now, and I think those years have really shaped us into the young men and women we are today. To be honest, leaving the school is going to be an emotional time for all of us. Ever since kindergarten, the teachers and the students have always been there for one another. All of the teachers have helped us strive for our goals and stay determined through it all. Mrs. McGee guided us when we were little miscreants eating pokeberries. Mrs. Oakman helped keep us in line despite how much she wanted to strangle us. And BJ, who has been the best secretary the universe has ever seen. A special thank you to Miss Stilson for really being there for us this year. And finally, thank you to Cadence Brooks for helping me write the speech. We've had new students join the school, but they've always been treated like family. Though we will part ways, we will never forget our time here, nor will we forget all of the times we spent together. We may not have always been close, but over the past 9 years, we've really made a connection. We may have all had our ups and downs, but in the end, it was all worth it. High school is a scary place, but like baby birds flying from their mother's nest, we as students must continue to pursue our educational career. Thank you, everyone, for making these 9 years of our life meaningful, and thank you to everyone who has helped us. It means a lot. We may not have always applied ourselves, but I'm glad I went to the school, and I'm sure my peers can say the same. Here's to another great year at Weathersfield.
Yes, on the way. Thank you, Cooper. That was very nice. So now we are into the award section. So our first award, Mr. Vila will be presenting the Ernie Foley Science Award.
Good evening. Thank you. The Erna Poley Nature Education Fund was created in her memory by her friends to pay for awards and scholarships for students who exhibit a love of nature or who demonstrate outstanding skills in the field of science. This year's recipient certainly meets that criteria. This quiet, reserved student is incredibly self-directed and a marvelously gifted writer. This pupil has demonstrated mastery in a substantial number of scientific and laboratory activities, such as space systems, natural selection, chemical reactions, and conservation of energy. In addition, this individual completed an extremely successful research paper and a science fair project, which focused specifically on a pollution issue that was global in scope and required a great deal of detailed, in-depth research. This student is a voracious reader and a positive role model, and a definite pleasure to have in my classroom. If you haven't already guessed, I am very pleased to present this year's Erna Poli Nature Educational Award to Madeline Hill.
Our next award, Mr. Shambo will be presenting the Rachel Jensen Music Award.
Just want you to know I'm more nervous now than you are right now. For the rest of my life, I will never forget this class. When I began teaching here when they were in 6th grade, I thought I could handle anything as I just graduated from college. Then they walked in. It was a never-ending line of 6th graders. Few of them tall as skyscrapers. I just had to tell myself everything was going to be okay. They're still children, and they're still going to listen. Sorry. This class has continually, since that day, helped me become a stronger teacher by showing me how a large class can easily overpower a young teacher. And I found out that sometimes permission slips can be found in toilets. Not to mention names, you know who you are. Now I can say that I have formed many strong relationships with each and every one of these students, whether it's through music, sports, or other common hobbies. Tonight, I'm presenting the Rachel Jensen Music Award. The Rachel Jensen Music Award Fund was created in her honor by donors for awarding an outstanding 8th grade music student who has been in band for at least 2 years. My favorite aspect of music is that it's a wonderful, complex subject because it encompasses many skills. Learning to play music is like learning a language. Each note is a word, a phrase is a sentence, and a composition or a song is a hook. My job as a music teacher is to teach students how to learn this language and share it with the community. Now, this class has given me a very difficult choice. There are many students here that this award can go to. Just to show how musical this class is, I want you to stand if you've been in band or chorus at all, any time in Wethersfield. Now I want you to remain standing if you participated in a district music festival. Not this. So as you can see, I have a lot of options, and I'm not good with options. All right, of all the students, I can only choose one. The student I chose is one that I know I can always rely on. They are always in class, ready to learn, and no matter how challenging their music can be, they've always blown away my expectations on their ability to read and play. This student has taken advantage of 2 summers' worth of lessons on their instrument, participated in a district's band festival, our SU Music Festival, and has a large passion for music. This year's Rachel Jensen Music Award goes to Skylar Thibodeau.
The next awards will be presented by Mrs. Oakman, and they are the athletic for the 8th grade boy and an 8th grade girl.
The WS Athletic Department chooses 1 8th grade male and 1 8th grade female to receive a special award for outstanding sportsmanship in athletics. I will start with the female award. This student has been an outstanding Wethersfield student athlete through her middle school career in both cross-country and track. While not the loudest of leaders, she has found her own style of leadership by modeling a strong work ethic without complaint, showing both younger and older athletes on her team what it means to be dependable, self-driven, and a positive member of the team. She has found her own way of supporting a team culture of self-improvement while bringing a subtle sense of humor. It is an honor for me to announce the female 8th grade student athlete, Madeline Hill. On to the male recipient. Since he was in 5th grade, this student has participated actively in the Wethersfield cross-country and track programs. Not only is he a passionate and talented runner, he is also an active team leader. He continually sets an example of support for his teammates, determination for personal improvement, and looks for opportunities to add humor and fun to help everyone stay positive and motivated. It is an honor to announce this year's recipient, Zed McNaughton.
So the next award is the Scott Richardson Memorial Academic Award. This particular award goes to the highest academic student at Wethersfield. Scott Richardson was a student at Wethersfield who had cystic fibrosis, but it never slowed him down. He had a love of learning and was excellent in all of his subjects. This particular 8th grader has been a pleasure to have this year. He too has a love of learning, which I found out this year, spending some time with him. And he has some wonderful dance moves that I've seen at different times. This year's recipient is Cooper Redmond. The next one is the Mario Bavacqua Citizenship. Mario Bavacqua was a former principal here at Wethersfield. Some of us staff members and some students and family members might remember him. We looked, and this is the 6-8 team, looks for a particular 8th grader who exhibits certain qualities. Since the beginning of this year, this particular student has grown into a more respectful young man. He is a leader and has made some good choices throughout this year. This award goes to Jordan Hart. The next award, the last one here, is the Gordon Sneer Award. He too was a principal. This particular award has flexibility. In the past, it has been given to students who exhibit integrity, an overall outstanding student, ideal student, commitment, or perseverance. And down by the office, by BJ's office and Mrs. Oakland's office, you'll see there's going to be a plaque there where this will go. This student has shown that she is a hard worker, has good follow-through, doesn't give up no matter what, and always has her positive attitude. It is my pleasure to present the award to Mallory Martell. So now we get to the most important thing of the night. Presentation of diplomas with Mrs. Oakman and Mrs. Sean Whalen, the school board chair.
WS Board Chairman Sean Whalen and I have the distinct pleasure of awarding diplomas tonight. Madeline A. Hill. Bonnie E. Blake. Cadence Ray Craig. Jenna Irene Barton. Jezabella Marilyn Martin. Logan James Worrell. Jared L. Clark. Lane Watkins. Nathaniel David Kellogg. Cooper D. Redmond. Brody Parham. Cody Bartlett. Jordan Hart. Colin F. LeQuay. Carson Chance Williams. Skylar J. Thibodeau. Mallory B. Martell. Ashlyn Raylee Johnson. Cadence Amelia Brooks. Zedekiah Theodore Wood McNaughton. Cooper Merlot. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Weathersfield School 2019 graduates. In the AP room put on by the 7th grade class. You're all welcome.